Ever since we first learned about the new Animal Crossing New Horizons 3.0 update, the number one thing I was most curious and excited about was the concept of the Slumber Islands. I love creating new islands to very specific themes, but I don't want to demolish my current Forever Island and start completely from scratch if I can help it. I've done it before and it's a pain, so the concept of not having to start from scratch and gather items and DIYs and visit treasure islands sounded extremely promising to me. But the number one question I had about these Slumber Islands is if we'd be able to bring any of the 400 plus villagers that are in the game to these islands, since having the right villagers is pretty important to a lot of people's themes. Thankfully, it appears that any villager that has ever resided on your island as an actual resident can be pulled into your Slumber Islands. Mir was one of my 2 original villagers and I kicked her out as soon as possible, but with this new update, I'd be able to add her back into one of my Slumber Islands if I wanted to. So if you're wanting to start a new themed island without completely destroying your current one, there is hope. You'll have to be willing to part ways at least temporarily with 1 or 2 of your villagers, but if you use amiibos or treasure islands for your villagers, then this should be a pretty quick process. There are a few other downsides I'm discovering to Slumber Islands, the big ones being the lack of any of the other buildings outside of your house, so there's no resident services, no shops, no museums, and even no villager houses. And you also can't save it as a dream address. They do have something called Doze codes, which are essentially the Slumber Islands versions of Dodo codes, where you can invite other people into your Slumber Island to help decorate, but you have to be there with them actually live and you're all using Nintendo Online. They do not have an equivalent of dream addresses where people can visit your island when you're offline. It's not a perfect system, but let me know what you think. Do you plan on using the Slumber Islands for any upcoming island themes? Or are you going to stick with completely deleting or flattening your island?